Hi everyone, welcome to this session on collecting data from web with Python. We will wait for 5 minutes and then we will start off with the session. Let everyone join. For those of you who have joined recently, we will start the session in another 2 minutes. So let everyone join and we will start off with the session. So hi everyone and welcome back to this session on collecting data from web with Python. So in today's session, I hope you guys are attending our regular session so that you will be informed about all the upcoming sessions and the webinars that are on the way. All right, so we are coming up with many exciting webinars, free webinars. So in that series, today we are going to talk about collecting data from web with Python. All right, how can we grab or collect any data that is present on the web here? All right, so everyone has access to internet these days, right? There has been extensive increase in the uses of this internet, and almost everything that you want or that you look for, that you search for, get this over internet. So you just have to have a good internet connection, and you go to Google and you write anything and it will give you some results for sure, right? And let's say you want the data, you don't want to go and copy and paste each and every time, right? So we don't want this manual task. How can we automate this task using this Python? So here we are going to talk about that, and you don't need to have the knowledge of this websites or web structure, just a little bit knowledge of this HTML and you are good to go. All right, so let's get started. So here is what we are going to cover today. First, we are going to talk about the data science life cycle. All right, so we are going to see where does and how do we need to collect this data, right? So data is the most essential part of any data science life cycle. So if we don't have access to data, then we cannot do anything, right? Then data scientists are useless if there is no data. Now, how do we collect this data? What are the kinds of data, right? So we will see that, and then we will see what are the sources of data collection. Then we will talk about this web scraping. Then we are going to talk about different application in different field of web scraping. Then I'm going to give you a basic understanding of this web structure, and believe me, it is going to be way easier than you might have thought. And then we will look what is Chrome developers tool, and at last we will talk about the libraries in Python for web scraping, and always there is going to be a hands-on session. So we are going to scrape the data from the internet as well. All right, so let's move forward, and here let's talk about this data science life cycle. So here the first step of any data science life cycle is business understanding, right? So you must have the business understanding and the problem that you want to solve. All right, so let's say whether you want to forecast your sales, right? Whether you want to predict something or you want to forecast something, right? Whether you want to forecast the prices or GDP, or let's say the sale of your or revenue of your firm, then these all are your business understanding, right? At first there is a very vague problem, right? So the problem statement that we see is very vague. We are not able to understand that, and what kind of data do we require to solve that problem. Let's say I tell you that I want to solve a problem, I want to forecast this my revenue for next quarter. Now, according to you, what do you think? What type of data do we need? And if you want to forecast in regards with what you are forecasting, right? So there are different questions at this level. So at first level, there is a very vague problem statement. Then you try to simplify that problem statement, and then try to make a strategy to collect the data that is required. Now, when you go to data collection, now this data might be present in your databases, or this data might not be present in your database, right? So if the data is not present in your database, then what are the options? How do you collect this data? How are you going to solve this problem, right? So here there are many open sources, right? So we have different repository from where we can collect this data. But some problems are so complicated or that we cannot find data even on these repositories, right? There is open source platforms, we cannot find this data. And if you want to build your unique project, then also you want to collect this data, right? You want this data to be unique, then only you can build a unique model, right? So here, what are the ways or what are the sources of this data collection? You have internet, and over internet you come across some website or something that you think this might be the data that you require to solve the problem at hand, right? So if you go and copy paste each and everything, it is going to take up way more time, so it is going to consume your time, right? Now what we can do is we can use this Python and automate this task, so you don't have to manually copy paste each and everything, and this is going to be automated. You just have to run your script every time and you are going to collect this data. Now after collecting data, then there are going to be noises in our data. There is going to be ambiguities in our data, right? So we take this, remove this all noises and ambiguities from data, and this process known as data preparation, where we prepare our data for exploration and modeling. So this is our data preparation step. Next, go for exploratory data analysis. Next, we try to analyze this data, find some insights, right, and look what we can understand or what this data is telling us, and we try to make some conclusions from that, right? So next phase, after you have done your exploratory analysis, we go for building our model. It could be supervised, unsupervised, or any model, either machine learning, deep learning, reinforcement learning, or any kind of modeling that you can do. After building your model, you check how good your model is or how well your model is going to work in the real world, right? So this step is known as model evaluation. Now after evaluating your model, then you think that it is good enough that you can use it in real time, then you go for this model deployment. All right, so here you can deploy your model and use it in real time, and this is a repetitive step. Again, you again try to improve this model, you try to collect some new data that you might get and try to follow this step. So this is the data science life cycle. Now here we are going to talk about this data collection step. All right, so here let's look at the data sources that we have. So there is something called as primary source and secondary source of data. Now what is primary source? So data collected first hand. Let's say you don't go for any repository or anything, you want to collect your own data through surveys or observations or experiments or any other method, right? So you give a survey to fill out, you give a form to fill out, right? You make this Google form sheets and distribute it and mail it, you try to get their response, right? So you have this where you are trying to collect your data all by yourself. So this is the primary source of data. Now what is secondary source? So secondary source of data are which already exist, like your repositories. Go to Kaggle, you download this data, this is the secondary source. Someone has done some project, from his project you try to get the data, then this is again secondary. All right, so we have open source platform, we have internal databases, and there are different APIs through which you can use this data. And then there comes the web scraping. So web scraping also falls into this secondary category. Now why does it falls in secondary category? Can anyone tell me or reflect something? Why we are going to scrape this data all by ourselves, right? Then why we are putting this in secondary sources? So we are putting this in secondary source because you see data already exists on internet. All we are doing is we are just automating this copy and paste, but we are using this secondary source of data, and there are different options available as well. So this is your data sources, right? Now let's talk about web scraping here. Now what is web scraping? So web scraping is a process of extracting data from website through the use of internet, be it any website. If you can see any content on the website, then you can scrape that content. All right, so we can scrape anything that is present on the website. So when you automate this task of collecting data from internet or website, then this becomes your web scraping. So it is the process of automating extraction of data and storing it in structured table. So we just stored this into a structured table so that we can use it later for our analysis or our building models or whatever purpose that we want to use it for. All right, so here you search for this data, then you write your script and you save it either in CSV or any database, right? So this is the web scraping, and it is very simple. Just believe me for now, and you will see that when we move to hands-on part. Now let's talk about the applications of web scraping. All right, so where are these application of web scraping? Does anyone looks for this web scraping or web scraper? Does any job is there for this web scraping who is good at web scraping? Yes, there is. If you go and Google it right now, just go to Google, just Google it, web scraping jobs, then you will see many jobs that are there for this web scraping task only. All right, so here we use this web scraping techniques in data science, collect our data or to get the data so that we can do some analysis, build our model, right? So we require this data. So its application is in data science world, machine learning, all right, AI. All right, so next is competitive price tracking. So also if you want to keep the track of this competitor price, let's say you are some e-commerce firm and you want to keep the track of others price, all right, so you can do that using this web app scraping here. So here, for example, if you see, there are many websites that compares the different hotel rooms and different, you know, flight prices, right? So here they are utilizing this use of web scraping. So here you see the applications of web scraping. All right, now there is competitor analysis, like we have talked about. So how good is market? Then you can go for market research. So what is the market size? Through this web scraping, you get to know when you collect this data from, let's say, either surveys, through social media platforms, or any other way through the use of web. And there is application is real estate pricing as well. Let's say you're a real estate broker and you want to keep track of all of this real estate that is there in your particular city or, you know, in your country, right? So you want to have all track of this pricing information according to size, according to, you know, locality and all that. How can you get this data? Because no one is going to offer you this data, right? So what you can do is you can utilize this web scraping here. And in journalism as well, these days they are utilizing this application of web scraping. And there are many more applications. If you think of this web scraping, there are many more applications. Whatever purpose you want to scrape, you can see, search on Google, you get this data, see this data on some website, then you can scrape that data here. So now we have seen these applications. Now we are going to talk about some web structure. So in order for you to be able to scrape all this data, you should be aware about some basic of this web structures, and let's talk about that. So here on the left hand side, I have this hello world, shoot for the moon, even if you fail you will land among stars, and thanks for tuning in for the session. Let's say I have this information here, it is present on some website. All right, so let's say it is present on some website and you want to scrape this information, that is this code, shoot for the moon, even if you fail you will land among the stars. So you want to scrape this. Now how can we do that? For that you have to be aware about this web structure a little bit. So here we go to Google, then we do a right click and then go to Chrome developer tools, and it will take you to this source code of this website. So we will see that when we move to hands-on session. So here if you see, you have this HTML at the beginning, right, and here you have this HTML at the end. Now you have HTML at the beginning and end because all the things that you see on internet are posed within this HTML tag. Then have something called as head, then you have the body, right, and if you see, this is nested inside this HTML, and then you have body, and inside this body have nested div tag, and inside this div tag you have this p tag that says hello world, and then you have another p tag that says shoot for the moon, even if you fail you will land among stars, right? So this is the basic web structure, and here you want the information that is shoot for the moon, even if you fail land among the stars. So you want the information that is there inside this p tag, all right, and here it is just a basic web structure. You have nested these elements and call this as parent and child tags, and we will see how we utilize these tags. All right, so this is the, if you have something like this on website, this might be the source code for that website here. All right, so let's move forward, and here is the, have given this. So we have HTML, right? Inside HTML we have all this content here. So inside this HTML we have all content. Then we have this body. So we have this body here. So we have this body inside HTML. Then inside this body, if you see, there are two child nodes. This is p and div here. So here you have this div and p tag. All right, so here you see this is p, thanks for tuning in for the session, and then you have this div. All right, so inside div if you go, you'll see that you have another tags here. So we have another two p tags over here, that is hello world and shoot for the moon, and if you fail land among the stars. All right, so we have understood this basic structure, and we will see it hands-on as well. All right, so just remember these are nested within each other. There is this parent tag, and then there are child tags. All right, now let's talk about the libraries that are there in Python for this web scraping. So there is request, then beautiful soup, then selenium, there is scrapy framework, and here we're going to talk about this request, which is used to send the request to any website. So here use this request to send the request to any website and get their content. Size this beautiful soup, get their source code and scrape our information from that. All right, and Selenium is used whenever you're trying to scrape any dynamic or Java rendered website. Then there is Scrappy. With this Scrappy, the framework, with this your task become easier. There are many built-in libraries that you can utilize. All right, so basics are this. And now, how does this web scraping work? So we have talked about this. So we make a request to the website. All right, so we make a request to the website. Then on the website, you try to find your desired data, whatever data that you want to scrape. Then you scrape that data by writing this Python script and store it in a database. All right, this is the simple framework for using this web scraping here. Now let's talk about some legal and ethical implications of this web scraping. So you are scraping the data from other website, and this website might be someone's business, right? So it might be someone's business, and if you want to get their data, then this is going to turn out to be a gray area, right? It's illegal as well. A person can file a case against you, so you can be sued, right? So you have to be aware about this. Have to read the terms of use policy for scraping any website. All right, and just because you can scrape any website, it does not mean that you scrap that website. Be aware about that. And if you are using it just for educational purpose or for your learning, mention that in your script as well, that this is going to be only for educational purpose, not for the commercial purpose, because data is the new oil, if you have heard of this, right? And no one wants that their data being accessed by someone else, used by someone else for this commercial user. So be aware about that. All right, so we have covered this theory here. Now we are going to move to practical part. So we will try to scrape this data from a website. All right, and let's move out of this. All right, so let's head back to our Google Colab. So I'm going to write on browser Colab and enter. All right, so let's go to this Google Colab here, opening, and now let's go on new notebook here. All right, so take a while to open. All right, so it has opened. Now I'm going to rename it. Here. I'm going to name it as web scraping webinar. All right, and I'm fine with the and connect it. So now let's get some new code cells. All right, so we have connected, we have new code cells, and now let's go to a website here to understand the basics. All right, so here I'm going to open this in new tab here, and here you see this is a simple website, and here we have just one information, that is here is some simple content for this page. All right, so here just have this information that says here is some simple content for this page here. And we want to scrape this information. Now first of all, we have to know the source code, then only we can scrap this. So now what I want you guys to do is, so if you are following me and if you are coding, just go to your collaboratory notebook and open this website. And here, if we go here, and here if we do this, right click, and if you see there are option of copy, search Google, right? So of this here have this reload, save as, print, cast, then send to, then translate, view page source, and there is this inspect. So here I'm going to click on this inspect, that is control plus shift plus I. If you do this shortcut, you can do that as well. So here we are going to inspect this. So I'm going to inspect. All right, and now if you see, you have this source code of this website here. All right, and now if I move my mouse in source code, you'll see that different parts of this website will get highlighted over here. All right, so here all right, so here if you see, if I move my mouse, okay, it is highlighting different parts of this website here, right? So here if you go to HTML, it is covering all the content here, right? And here if I go to head, I get no information, and if I go to body, then here we are getting this, here is some simple content for this web page, right? And now here if you click on this icon here, if you open this body tag, then inside this body, see, you have this p tag which says here is some simple content for this page here. All right, so here first of all you have to make a request, then you have to grab this data from this p tag of this website. All right, so now let's see how we do that here. All right, so let's head back. Let's head back to our browser, and here you need to import some packages first. So here import request, so we are going to import this request, and we are going to import, so we are going to import request and beautiful soup. All right, and here you can write import requests. So you have to write import request, and then you have to write import from, sorry, you have to write from BS4 import beautiful soup. All right, and here if you want to check the documentation of request and beautiful soup, just go to Google and type here beautiful soup documentation, right, and enter, and go to this PyPy, so pypy.org beautiful soup, click here, and here you will get the description of this beautiful soup and also what all you can do using this beautiful soup here. So you can go to documentation home page. So if you click on documentation here, so it will open this documentation of beautiful soup, and you can read about all this information about all the operation that you can do using this beautiful soup over here. All right, so if you want to read more about this, you can go here after this session and read about it. All right, so let's head back, and here we are having this request as well. So request is used for getting the request to that web page. So here let's say I give this URL, so URL equals to, here you have to copy this URL from here. So I'm going to copy it, and here I'm going to paste it. So Control V, and here we are going to make a request first. All right. So first of all, you have to make a request. So you write response equals to request dot get, and here you have to give this URL. All right. So we have given request dot get URL, and now here if you write response and run it, so it's we haven't run the first cell, so make sure you run this. So just run the first cell. All right. So here we are not able to see anything, but what we are getting is response 200. So this is the code if the request is successful. All right. So this is the code if the request is successful, you get the 200, and if the access is denied, you get some other code here. All right. So you can check what is the status of your response by using request dot status underscore code, and here you will be able to see it is giving you 200. So here 200 means have made a successful request to this web page. Now if you are scraping some other website and that does not allow web scraping, then you might get some other code here that access denied, that is 404 or something else. All right. Now let's move forward, and here we are going to want the page source, right? You want the page source, the source code of that page here. So how can we do that? So here to get the source code, you have to make use of this beautiful soup. All right. So here I'm going to write text equals to beautiful soup, and here in braces you have to give this response dot text, and here if you run this, let me check this text as well, print this text as well and run this. It is text, yeah. All right. So you are getting this source code over here, what we have seen on that website, right? So you have this doc type HTML, and after this doc type HTML, all the source code that you see here is the same source code that we had over here on this website, right? So here it gives you the source code of that website after making the successful request. So here don't forget to write response.text. All right. So beautiful soup in braces you have to write response.text. So here if we write soup second, if I write here print, here if I print text dot prettify, right, and braces and close this and run it this time, here I'm going to see the hierarchy as well. So hierarchy of the same content that was there on the original web page. So here you can see this hierarchy as well if you write text dot prettify here. Now from here we just want this information, that is here is some simple content for this page. All right. So now how can we scrap this? Now to scrap this, all you have to do is go down and here you have to write text dot find, and here you can give this in find, you have to give the tag. All right. So in the tag this data is present. So this data is present inside this p tag here, right? So you can scrap this from this p tag here. So here I can write p, and if I run this, let's see. Alright, so here we are getting this. Here is some simple content for this web page. But how? Just we write text dot find p here, right? And we are getting this. Here is some simple content for this page that we wanted to scrap. And also we are getting this tag, right? So we don't want this tag. How to get rid of this tag, right? So here you can write text dot find p dot text here. All right, and if you write dot text here, you are going to get this information or the content that is present inside this p tag here. So here now we are having this. Here is some simple content for this web page. So we have worked with this simple website. So this was just for the demo. Now we are going to work for the real website where we have all the information and we want to scrap it. All right. So let's say you want to buy a house. You want to buy a house or apartment or something, and I want this house in Hyderabad. All right. So here what we can do is, here I can go to Google. I will just go to Google here of this, and here I have found a website that is makan.com. So it is makan.com, and yeah, makan.com, and here I can search for apartments, flats, and all the other things in this country here. So I go here and click on Hyderabad. All right, and here you see that we are getting view 44054 properties. All right, so here if I go and click over here sorry. All right, so here if you see, we have this the information of all the flats and apartments that are present on this website makan.com, right? All right, so here we have this makan.com, and we have all the information, seller information, what is the number of BHK, so it is 2 BHK apartment, and price of this house, what is area in square foot, and what is the construction status here. So we can see all this, right? Now we want to scrap all this information from this website so that I can compare and select the best house in my budget from all of this listing over here. All right, so how can we do that? So here first of all you have to know the source code of this website over here. So what I'm going to do is, again, go to this website, you go to any information that you are looking for. So let's say I want this seller information. So I want this seller information. I go here and do a inspect over here. All right. So all right. So here I want this seller information, and here if I just do inspect, right click, inspect, it takes me to this tag over here. All right, and this tag is spam item prop equals to name, then we have seller, right? All right, and now if I move up, so if I go up, you have this div class that points to server. All right, this is div class, then here it is pointing to something else, and like this, if you keep on going upward or any other tag, if you check, you can locate all your data here. And if you go down also and check different tags here, you can locate all this data here, right? So if you move here, you see that it is highlighting to all these different parts. So we can locate this data from this website. So here the first task will be to find the listing inside which all of this information is present. So here if I go here and do the inspect again, and if I go up here, you see this li tag over here, right? So this is the li tag over here, and in this li tag, so this li tag is present inside this ul tag, and here this ul tag, if you see, it is highlighting to all the listing that is there on this website. Let me go down again, and this ul tag is highlighting all the listing that is there on this particular page over here. All right, so here if I go to li, this is pointing to just single listing. Now if I go to second li tag, here it is pointing to this second listing over here, and like this if I go to next li tag over here, it is pointing to another li, right? And like this, if I go down more, here you see another li tag, right? And if you see this class equals to card holder, right? So the class is same for all of this listing over here. So we have card holder, li tag, card holder. Here as well we have li tag, card holder, and like this you can find all the li tags. All right, so now let's grab the information from this only. All right, and we can implement the same thing over all the li tags. So here let's go down, let's open this. So if you open this li tag over here, if you open this, it is pointing to this div, and if you go down, then this becomes smaller inside this li tag, and you have the minor details of all this information. All right, so go down, this is pointing to the image. If you go down, this is again pointing to the image, and this is pointing to the seller, and this div is also pointing to the seller, and if you go down, this is pointing to seller as well. And let's go down over here. Let's say you want the price here, so here you go to this price and do inspect. All right, and here it takes you to this span class val, and if you go up and see, this is also present inside this li tag only. Go up and check that. So if you go up, you see this is present inside this li tag. All right, so let's head back here, and here we are going to make another request. So url equals to, I'm going to give this url, so let's copy this url. So I'm going to copy it, and here I'm going to paste it. So paste it over here. All right, and next step will be to make the request. So here I give response equals to request. So request dot get url, and let's check the status code here. So response dot status code, and let's run it and see if we are able to make a successful request. So here we are getting this 200 code. That means we have successfully made a request. Now you have to make a soup object here. So soup equals to beautiful soup, and here you have to give response dot text. All right, and if you print this soup here, so let's print it. I'm going to print it. So print soup, and here it is going to be, let's run it. So here you will be able to see all the information from this website. So let's go up. All right, so go up a bit more. All right, so you are able to make this request over here, right? And here it says that All right, so we have made the request. Now next step will be to find and locate our data. All right, so here in place of text you can also give content. All right, so you can also give content, and you are going to make this request successfully as well. So you have this content as well. All right, so you have made this request. Now let's say if you want to scrap this website, then we are going to find all the information. So first of all, let's find all the li tags. So how to do that? Now to do that, what we can do is we can go here and write soup dot find. So this time if you give find, it is going to return you only single list. All right, so we want all the tags. So we want all li tags, and we want the all li tags which has class. So you have to give class underscore here has the class. So let's get back, and if you see, you have the class as card holder. So I'm going to double click and copy this card holder. I'm going back, and here I'm pasting this. All right, and now if you run this, let's see. So you are getting all these li tags here, right? So you have all the li tags, and these are list. And if you just write find, so if you just write find here, let's run this and check what is the difference between find and finder. So if you give this find, you are going to get just the single li tag. All right, so you have just a single li tag over here, but we don't want this single li tag. We want all the li tag. So first of all, let's give it some name. So we are going to give li underscore list lst equals to soup dot find all. So here I'm going to make it as find all and run this. Sorry. All right, so we have all the li tags. So I have moved it down. Second. All right, so we have all the li tags. Right now here I'm going back, and first of all we are going to work with single li tag, and we can apply the same thing over all the li tags. So here I'm going to write single underscore li equals to, I'm going to copy this thing only, Control C, Control V, and here instead of find, I'm going to write find all. I'm going to write find and run this. All right, and also I would like to show you what is the type of this li list. So type li underscore lst, and here I also want to show you the type of single li. All right, and let's run this. Here if you see its type, it says bs4 dot element dot result set. All right, and here if we run this, let's see. Here it says bs4 dot element dot tag. All right, so this is a list. You have list of all the li tags, and this is just a object. All right, so always remember that. Now let's move forward, and first of all, let's say I want the owner name. All right, so here let's say you have different owners. I think go down, so you have seller, owner, owner, owner. So you have owner, seller type here. So I want the seller type here, that is whether he is owner or broker or some company. All right, so we want this information. So here I'm going here doing inspect again, and it is taking me to this div tag with the class of second line. So I'm going to copy this, copy it, I'm going back, and here I'm going to write single underscore li dot find, and here I'm going to give this tag. So here if you see, the tag was div, right? So we have div tag, and the class is second hyphen line. So here div comma class equals to, and I have copied it, so I'm going to paste it over here. And if I run this, here you are able to see this. You are getting this div class second line, pen class, sailor type, owner, right? Here we just want the text, so you can write dot text and you have this information, that is his owner. All right, so here I'm going to show this in owner type. So let's keep it that way only. So we have this owner, so we have scraped this owner type. Now let's head back and let's say I want to find out what is the BHK, how many BHK, 2 or 3 or 4. All right, so here I'm going to click on this, doing a right click over here on this 2 BHK apartment. Then I'm going to inspect. All right, and here if you see, this takes me here in span, and if you see, this span is present in this strong here. All right, this is present in strong, and if you see, this strong is present inside this A. If you go up here, you have this A, and if you go in div, also you will be able to find the same thing. So say different tags might have same information, and if I go up again as well, I'm able to see only the same information. All right, so I'm going to copy this, copy it, that is in. All right, copy, and I'm going back over here, and here again I can write single underscore li dot find, and here I can give this as div comma class underscore equals to, I'm going to paste it, the class here. All right, and dot text, and if I run this, let's see. So here you are able to scrap this information as well, which says 2 BHK apartment in Encore, Peeble City. All right, so we have the number of BHK as well as the location. So let's go back, and here if you see this Appa Junction Pier something, so we want this locality as well, so let's scrap that as well. All right, and here if you see, this is present inside this spam, and you have item prop equals to address locality. So here to scrap this information, what we can do is we can go down, and here I'm going to write second, here I'm going to write single underscore li dot find, and here I can give this as div, so I think it is span not div, so span comma, and here you see this time you don't have the class, this time you have item prop. All right, so here I can give item prop equals to, and here I'm going to copy this name, so I'm going to copy this name of item prop, so it is address locality. I'm going to copy it, I'm going back, and I will paste it over here, and if I run this, let's see. So here you have to give dot text, so dot text, and now if you run this, you have this Appa Junction Pirancheru, right? So this is the locality, or this is the address. All right, so we have scraped this number of BHK. So here we were getting this 2 BHK apartment in Intercol, Peeble City. We just want this 2 BHK, not this in Incur, Peeble City. How can we do that? To do that, you can write here text dot split. All right, so if you write split, you'll get a list here. So you will get list, and you have separated this 2 BHK apartment in Encore, PBEL city. All right, so we just want the element that is at 0 index, and here if you run this, you have this 2. So this is the number of BHK. So till now we are able to scrap this single li from single ni, this owner type, this is single, this is our number of BHK, this is our address here. All right, now let's move forward. Let's move forward here. So here I'm going to write second. All right, so we have this seller type, then 2 BHK, upper junction, and now I want the price per square foot, right? So this is price and there is some area as well. So we are going to scrap the price. All right, so here if I do this inspect, if I do the inspect over here, I'm getting to this span class, and class here is val. And if you go up, this div data type also have this same information. All right, if you go up, this td as well, this tr as well. So here we are going to try to scrap this using this span class equals to val. All right, so let's go back, and here I'm going to write single underscore li dot find, and here I'm going to give this span, and here the name is, so here we have class equals to val. So I'm going to copy this, I'm going back here, and I'm going to give class underscore equals to, paste it over here, and now if I run this, let's see. All right, so we are getting this 2. Why we are getting this 2 over here? When we want this information, that is 70 lakh, and we have got this span class. So if we do inspect, it is taking us to this span class equals to val, because there might be a different tag using the same information, that is span, and the same class name. So here let's say if I give item prop as well, so let's copy this item prop, and this time here we are not going to use this class only. Here we are going to write attr equals to, all right, and here you can keep this inside dictionary. So class is to val comma item prop equals to, let's paste this, so item prop is offers. And now if I run this, let's see. So it says invalid syntax. So let me check that second. So I'm going to, so let's remove this and try out with item prop only. All right, item prop equals to offers, and let's run this. All right, now this time if we go and see, here we are getting this price as well, that is 70. So here if I write dot text, and let's see. All right, so we are getting this text, that is 70 lakh. All right, and if you check here, we had this 70 lakh price. Now I want the area. All right, so I want this area now. So how can I do that? Here again I'm going to inspect, so inspect it again, and here if you see, it is taking me to this span, and here if you see, the class is val, and we have seen this class is val for this price as well. That's why we have changed this to item prop, right? So we cannot use this span class. Instead what we can use is this td. All right, so here we can use this td class equals to size. So I'm going to copy it and go back, and in place of this span I'm going to write single, so get some new code cells, and here I can give single underscore li dot find, and here I'm going to give this single li dot find is tr, right? If check tag is tr over here, or you can also give this td. So I'm going to give td, let's give it td comma class underscore equals to, let's paste it size, and if you run this you are getting this size, that is 1122. Now here you want the text only, so dot text, and let's run this. Alright, so we have 1122 single li dot find. So we have found this area, what is the price, what is the locality here, and how many BHK, and who is the owner type, right? Whether it is a broker or the owner or some selling company, right? So we have all this information. Now we want the construction status, so ready to move or not. All right, now to do that, again inspect this, just inspect it, and here if you see, this is taking you to this td class is val again, right? So here let's copy this and go back, and here let's write it single li, go down, and here if I write single underscore li dot find, here again td, and the class is, let's just paste it, so I have copied it val, and if I run this, let's see if we are able to get the information. No, it says none type object is not callable. So here we have given this double n, let's remove this. All right, yes, we are able to fetch this information as well. This says ready to move. All right, so we are going to give dot text. So we have got all the information that we need from this website, from this single tag, right? So we have scraped all this information from this single tag. If you want other information, we can do that as well. So here, let's say if you want this 5 years old, so how old your house is, you can do that. Go here to the inspect, all right, and here it takes you to this li tag, li, and the class is key point. So let's copy this. So I'm going to copy it, going back to my script here, go down, so I'm going to go down, and again I'm going to write single underscore li dot find, and again if you see, the tag is li, right, and the class is key point. So I'm going to copy this class, going back, so it is li tag, and the class here is our pasted key point. All right, all right, and now if I run this, let's see if we are able to fetch our information or not. So should be equals to, yeah, now let's run this. All right, so you are able to fetch this information. So we are getting all the information that we want from this website, but you have to remember that this is a cat and mouse game. Anytime they can change this structure of their website, and again you have to write this your script all over again. All right, and it is going to be hard to find the bug actually where you are getting this bug. All right, now here we are getting this information, there is no problem. I want the number of bathrooms here, so again I'm going to do the spec, and it is taking to me this li tag. We have this key point, and the title is bathroom. So here if I just give li and class, it will return me this value here, that is 5 years old. Here I'm going to give this, I have to specify this title. All right, so here I'm going back, I'm going to write single underscore li dot find, and here our li comma title equals to, what was the title? It was bathrooms, right? So I'm going to copy and Control C and Control V, that is the most used command, right? Dot text, and run it. And you have this 2 bathrooms, right? And you have 5-year-old. So now we have scraped all the information from this single listing over here. So we have this owner type, then how many BHK, what is the locality, what is the price, and what is the area, what is the construction status, how old is the house, and how many bathrooms does this house have. So this is just the information for the single tag here, single listing here, right? We want the information from all of these tags that are there. So we want all the information from all these tags over here. So you have, let's see how many listing do we have. So you have 1, 2, 3, there are many. So the best way to get them will be, so we have already got all the listing tags, right, in our list. And if you want to check the length, you can give print, and here length of this li underscore lst, and if you run this, you have 21 listing on the first page of this website. And if you go here, you will count, then you are going to find the 21 listing exactly. So here we have 1, 2, then this is 1 is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you can count that. We have all the 21 listing on this website. All right, so now we have done it for the first list only. Now we want all the information for all the listing, for this listing here and for this second listing over here that is there. So what we can do is we can use for loop to iterate over all this listing and grab us this information, that is 2 bathrooms, then 5-year-old, and all the information. Now how can we do that? So here, to do that, I'm going to write a for loop here. First of all, I'm going to create some empty list to store all the information that we require. All right, so here let's go up. First of all, I'm going to create a list for owner. So owner equals to empty list, then sorry, we have owner, let's go up, then we want the number of BHK. So I can give it here, I'm going to create an empty list again, number of BHK, all right, equals to empty list again, and then after BHK, what we want is, we want the locality. So here I can give it as locality, and locality equals to again a empty list, right? And again, if you go up, and what we want is the price. So here I'm going to write price, and it is going to be empty list again, price equals to empty list. All right, and again let's say what information do we want? After price we want the area. So here I'm going to give area equals to again a empty list over here. Let's go up again. All right, after area we want the construction status. So here I'm going to give construction status, construction underscore status, and this is again a empty list, right? And after this we want the how old is the house. So age of the house, so I can give age equals to a empty list, and again the number of bathrooms. So here I can give bathrooms equals to again a empty list over here. All right, now I'm going to write a for loop over here. All right, so here how I can implement this. So here I'm going to write a for lst in li underscore lst, and I'm going to iterate over all the listings. All right, so I'm going to iterate over all the listings. So here I'm just going to copy and paste everything. I don't have to write all these codes again, right? So what I will do is I'm going to copy all this code. I'm going to copy it, and here I'm going to go down. All right, I'm going to go down, and here I'm going to paste it. And from this single li, here we have made this lst. So we have to make this lst dot find div class second line dot txt, and let's store this in owner. So I'm going to give own equals to lst dot find div class second line dot text here. Okay, and if I run, I have to append this. So I'm going to append this in this owner list here. All right, so here I'm going to write owner dot append, and here I want to append this own. So here I'm going to run it so that you can know what we are going to do here. All right, so let's run this. So here it says none type object has no attribute dot text. So whenever you are going for this web scraping, you are going to get this errors. All right, so there is no need to worry. So how we are going to debug it? So here I'm going to write print this own and see where this command is failing. So I'm going to write print, and here own. Let's run this. All right, so here we are getting this owner, then again we are getting owner. So it is running fine for 1, 2, 3 and 4 loops, right? After this for loop, after this 4 time, we are getting this error. Why we are getting this error? You have to check that. So let's go back to our website. All right, and here go up. Let's go up. So this is our first listing, right? And if you go down, this is our second listing, and again this is our third listing, and below this we have this fourth listing. So we are not getting information for this. Why? Let's check that. So let's go up, inspect. Let's close this. We have li. This is the second li. It's fine, right? This is the second li. Then here we have this third li, but this does not create problem because here the class is different, right? So if you go down, let's go down more. Third one. So this is the third one, and here this is the fourth one. So we are getting this owner, right? Even though there is owner, we are getting this second, I think this first, second, third and the fourth one. Yeah, have first, second, third, fourth one. All right, so if you see this fourth one is pointing to something else. So let's go up, first, second, third and fourth. Go down here, fourth, the second, first, second, third and the fourth. First, second, third and the fourth here. So this one is a fourth. Let's open this. All right, we are going to open this, and here we are getting this error, right? So it is div class second line. It's fine, right? So it is fine. And if I go back, I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, fine. Fourth one is fine. And after fourth, for the fifth time, I'm getting this error, right? I'm going to close this, go up, close this. We are going to go to the fifth one, close this. And here, if you see, this card holder, this is the fifth card holder, right? And it is not pointing to this fifth listing over here, right? Let's go down. So this is our fourth one, and this one over here is our fifth one. Li class equals to card holder, but we are not getting this to this fifth listing. It is pointing to something else, if you see here. So how can we overcome this? If you open this, there is no information, right? So this li is of no use here. How can we overcome that? So for that, here I can put a condition if lst dot find, and here I'm going to put this div comma class underscore double equals to second class line is not none, then only we want to execute all these commands here, right? So just give an indentation, and now if I run this, let's see. All right, so now we are getting all the information, all this owner, right? So all of these are owner only. So I'm going to remove it, and now we can append this in our list here. So here I'm going to write owner dot append, and here I'm going to give it as own. All right, so we have run this. We have stored all the owner types in owner, and here if you check your owner, it is going to give you a list over here. All right, so you have list of all this owner type, and next step will be to extract this number of bhk from all of this listing over here. And here again, I'm not going to write it, we just have to copy and paste all this information, and whenever we are going to get some errors, we will see how we can debug them and how we can identify them, how we can resolve them. So in web scraping, you are going to get many errors, and you don't have to worry about that. All right, so here I'm going to paste it. So I'm going to give, this is the number of bhk, right? So the second information we want is number of bhk. So here I'm going to write bhk equals to, I'm going to paste it, and to single list I'm going to make it lst over here, lst dot find. All right, and let me comment this out as well, so you will remember this one is for owners, and this one here for number of bhk. All right, and here again we are going to append this. So let's write that as well. So I'm going to write number no underscore bhk dot append this bhk. All right, after this bhk, we want this other information, that is locality. All right, so I'm going to copy this as well. Let's go up, and here we have this locality. So all you have to do is you copy this. After doing it for just one listing, we can do it for all other listing. So we have to just copy and paste. All right, so this one here is for locality. All right, and here I'm going to give locality, so local equals to, I'm going to paste it over here and remove this single li, make it lst. All right, and here we are going to write locality dot append this local. All right, after locality we want the information for go up, we want the information of price over here. So here I'm going to write price. All right, so we are going to write price, and here I'm going to give PC equals to, again you have to do the copy and paste. So it is the mostly used command in IT industry, right? So you just do Control A, Control C and Control V. So just code down, and I'm going to paste it over here, Control V, and here we are going to change this to LST, and yeah, fine. Now again I am going to write price dot append this PC. So we have appended it, price dot append PC. All right, now after price we want the area. So I'm going to copy this area. So I'm going to copy this code. I'm going down again, and here I'm going to give AR. So we are going to get this area. So AR area, so AR equals to, paste it over here, and here I'm going to write LST dot find, and again area dot append our AR over here, AR. All right, so we have got the area. Now next information that we want is the construction status. So here I'm going to give it as construction status, construction status. So here status equals to, again you don't have to do much, you have already done the hard work. All right, you just have to copy and paste. So let's go up, and here we are going to copy this, copy it, go down. So let's go down, and I'm going to paste it here as well, and I'm going to change this single li to LST, and again I'm going to append this. So I'm going to write construction status dot append, and here it is going to be status, right? So yeah, we have this construction status now, and now again we are going to get the information for go up. Let's go up, and next we want the age. So we want the age of the house. All right, and just we have written the code for the age as well. So here it is, just copy this, just go down, and here I'm going to give A equals to, this is our age, Control V, and here it is going to be LST, and here again I'm going to write age dot append. All right, and here A, and the last thing that we want is here, take that number of bathrooms. All right, so here we want the number of bathrooms. All right, and to do that I'm going to give bath equals to, we have written a code for this scraping bathrooms as well, right? So let's go up and copy this one, this is the last one, copy this, go down, and here I'm going to paste it over here, and here I'm going to change this to LST. All right, now we have written for all this information. So I'm going to write bathroom dot append bathroom. All right guys, so we have given all this information that we want here. So I think it's bathrooms, not bathroom. All right, so this is fine. Now let me check if the spelling is correct. That's correct. And construction status, then age, then price. Yeah, now we are fine, right? And let's run this and see if we are going to get any error. So we will debug that. So let's run it. So here it says, yeah, we have given a dot here. Don't have to give this dot. now let's run this. So name BH is not defined. Let me check that. So BH, okay, so it is BHK. So we have made an error here as well. Run this. All right, so we are getting none type object has no attribute text. All right, and here we are getting this error at a lst.find li class. So we are getting this error for this age over here. All right, and let's check when actually we are getting this error. So I'm going to print a here, and if we run this, let's see. All right, so here it is, if you see, we are getting 5 years old, then 2 bathrooms, so we don't want this, right? We just want the number of years old that place is. So here if you go in your website and check, we have this, we don't have information for many of them. So we don't have this information of number of years they are older for many of these properties over here. So if you see here, it is giving just bathrooms. There is no information regarding the number of years this BHK or this flat is, how old this flat is, right? Let's go up, and here as well in this listing there is no information, right? Let's go up, and if you go up here as well, if you see, there is no information. Let's go up as well, go up, 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 and we don't have this age for many of the house here. So it's not a good idea to include that in our web scraping, right? As many of them are not having this information over here. So what we can do is, we can just comment this out. So let's just comment this out. I'm going to comment it. So let's comment this, and now let's run it and see if we are getting any error here. So now it's fine. We have run all this information. All right, so we have all the information, and now let's check whether we are getting the same size or not. All right, so if you check your owner, we have this owner here, and let's check the print length of owner. All right, and then copy this, and I'm going to paste it for other informations that we want. So we have owner, paste it again, and again this all should be of same length, right? So let's go up. We have owner, then number of BHK, then locality. So owner, then number BHK, then here we have this locality. All right, then we have this check, forgetting it, what was the other one? So locality, price, area. We have locality, then price, then we have area, and then we have the let me check that, go up. All right, so here we have construction status, then bathrooms, and construction status, then we have this bathrooms. All right, so this all should be of same length. Then we have bathrooms. All right, let's run this. So all of these are 20, 20, 20. So we are getting all the information of this website that we see here for the first page, right? If you count, let's count that how many listings actually are there on this website. All right, so if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then you have 7, then we have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20, right? And there are also many more. So we have scrapped from this first page only. Here if you see, we are getting to this second page, right? So in first page you have just information for one of this web page, and here if you see, you are in second page. So by going to this first page, you are also getting information regarding the second page. Now let's go to the third page and see. So let's go to third page, go down. I'm going to go to this third page over here. All right, and if you see, this website structure or URL structure here is changing. It is changing here, right? So if you go back, let me go back, just notice this website structure over here. All right, so here we have, at last we have buy property in Hyderabad city question mark, right? And if you go back here, you have all this information, buy property in Hyderabad city, and if you go forward, you have question mark page equals to 3. Sorry. So all right, we have scrapped this website for the single web page. Now I want this for multiple web page. All right, so now what I can do is I can make a data frame of this and use it, right? So I'm going to make a data frame. All right, so here I can write data equals to pd dot data frame. All right, and here I can give this owner is going to be our list owner, comma, then our number of BHK. So number of BHK, right, is BHK, going to be our NO underscore BHK, right? And comma, then we are going to have locality. So here it is locality, and here it is going to be locality list, comma, again what we can do is we can create this locality. After locality we want the price is to our price here. All right, and next what we can do is, next we have this area. So area is to area, and let's move forward. Here we have construction status. So I'm going to give this as status only. So status of the house, and here you can have this as construction status, comma, again here what I can do is I want the number of bathrooms. So bathrooms, and here we want this list bathrooms. All right, and now if I print my data, print data, go down, let's get some new code cells. Let's run this. Let's run this. All right, so it has to be in dictionary format. So I forgot that you have to keep this in dictionary here, and let's run this. So we haven't imported the pandas, right? So you have to import pandas first. So let me import that. So import pandas as pd, and it will run fine now. Run this. All right, so you have all this information, but here if you see, you are getting this bathrooms and it is in this list. So you want to get rid of this list, right? You want to get rid of this list here. So how can we do that? So let's go up, and I think we have made some mistakes here. Let me take that up. Yeah, so here we haven't written dot text here, right? So we have to give dot text. All right, and if you run this, it is saying, it is returning us this none type object has no attribute text. So there is none in this as well. So we want to ignore that. So what I can give is if lst dot find li title, and we can give this condition over here. So let's keep it none only. So I'm going to move this text from here and let's run this. So we have this list and we can get out of this, rid of this list easily, right? Here, let's say I have this bathroom. So if I print and here bathrooms, data bathrooms, data bathrooms, all right, and if you run this, you will have this column over here. So you can easily get rid of this by using strip or using some for loop. You can remove, come out of this, right? So we have made a mistake over there. You can correct that. You can get rid of this list over here, and if you write this dot text over here, you have to give one more if statement or condition that if it is none, then you want to store. So let me write that as well. We are going to write that. I'm going to copy this here and I'm copy it and I'm going to paste it over here, and I'm going to put a condition if lst dot find li title bathrooms is none, then we want to append bathrooms dot append, and here I can give not given or null, right? So I can give null here, and else here we can write else, and let's give a tab over here and run this. Now let's run this. Now let's run this again. Let's run this. So we haven't made this dot text. We make this dot text. Now it's dot text. Run this, right? And now we have got rid of this another list that we were getting here, right? If you check this data, you have all this information. So data, and if you see it, you have all this information, right? We have owner, BHK, and locality, price, area, status, bathrooms, and there are some ambiguities as well. You have to clean this data after scraping, and now we have done this only for a single web page, right? But I want to do this for multiple web pages. Now how can we do that here? All right, so here if I go, this is just for a single web page, right? And if you go down, there are multiple pages. You have 1, 2, 3 till 2203. So if you go 2203, you'll see that you have all this listing there as well, right? So we want this for multiple pages. Now how can we do that? So you have to notice this URL structure over here. All right, so just pay attention to this URL structure. If you see at the end, we have this domain. All right, so here we have this question mark page equals to 3, and if I go back here, there is no question mark page equals to 3, right? And if you go forward, here it is question mark page equals to 3, and if I move to another page, let's say page number 4, here you see that only this page number changes, right? So if I go to page number 5, you will see that only this page number will change. So let's go down, and now I'm going to click on page number 5, and you see only this page number is changing. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go back. All right, I'm going to go back, and here in this list I'm going to write another list. All right, so first of all, this here is going to be my base URL. So base underscore URL. So what is our base URL is going to be our main URL that we have used. So base URL equals to, I'm going to paste it over here. I'm going to remove this page question mark equals, and have removed this, right? So we have base URL. Now what I want is, I want to iterate over different web pages, right? So here, copy this in another cell so it will be more clear what we are doing. So here, let's go up. Let me get some new code cells, and here I'm going to paste it. So we have base URL, right? And here I'm going to write a for loop. So here I'm going to write for I in range, and here I'm going to give, let's say 1 to 20. Here I'm going to write base underscore URL plus, here I'm going to paste it, Control V, and not Control V, I'm going to remove it. I'm going to only copy this thing that is changing, so that is 5 and 4. So just a second, where here we have this question mark page equals to, all right, and base URL plus str our I here, all right, and I want to print it. Let's keep it 10 so won't get flooded here. I'm going to give it 10. You can give any value, all right, and I want to print it to show you what we are actually doing here, all right. So let's print this. Let's run this. So it should be question mark over here. Yeah, now it's fine. All right, so here we have created this website link for different pages, right? This is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, 6, 7, and so on, right? So these are the URLs for different web pages of this listing. Now if I click on this first web page, it is taking me, it is going to take me the first web page of this listing. Now if I click on second web page, it is going to take me to second listing. So we have to make this several requests using this, all right. So I'm going to copy it, we are going to use this, and here I'm going to paste it. So base URL, I'm going to remove this here, all right. So here I'm going to remove it, I'm going to paste this thing, and here this all should be inside this for loop, all right. So this all should be inside this for loop. Let's go down, and like give a tab. So this is inside this for loop, and here we have this base URL. So here it is going to be our URL. So here it is going to be our URL equals to base URL plus str I, all right. And here you have to make a request again. So response equals to request dot get, and here I'm going to give this URL, all right. And this time I'm not going to check the status code directly. I'm going to find the soup equals to beautiful soup, and here I can give response dot text or content, all right. So we have given this, and we cannot hit this website again and again for the multiple times. You have to give a pause in between, right? For that, what we can do is we can import the time. So I'm going to import this time, import time, otherwise you are going to get blocked from this website, all right. So you have to pause between hitting multiple requests or getting multiple requests. And here I'm going to give this time dot sleep, and here we are going to sleep for 3 seconds. All right, and you can give any value that you like, but I'm going to sleep this for 3 seconds. All right, so now we are done. All right, so it is going to give us the information for this 10 pages. All right, so let's run this. Let's run it. All right, so it is going to take some time. It is going to take some time, as we are now scraping for 10 different pages. All right, so let's wait for it. So here we have made a mistake. I'm going to interrupt it because we have to make some changes here as well. Just a second. Interrupt it. Yeah. So here this LST or LILST is going to be same that we have used before, right? So we have to make this LILST as well. So I'm going to copy it, right? So you don't have to do much. I have already done this. I'm going to copy it from here and copy this. Let's go down, and here I'm going to paste it over here. Now everything is fine. All right, now it will give us the different information. Otherwise we would have got the duplicate information again and again. So let's wait for some time. It is going to take some time. Meantime, I'm going to answer to some of your queries. If you have any, just paste it. If you have any queries or any doubts, you can paste it in the chat box. It is going to take some time, as we are running this for 10 pages now, and also we have given this sleep time. All right, now it has run, right? And now if you check this length, so let's run this. For 10 pages you are getting 179 information. That's fine. And now let's make a data frame. All right, and now let's check this data. All right, so we have scraped all this information: owner, BHK, locality, price. All right, and if you go down, you have different values. So you have April, and there are different prices. There is different this under construction. The number of bathroom is not given. All right, so you can check all this, and if you want to scrap for 100 of pages, 1000 of pages, you can do that. So we have done this basic scrapping, right? And you can implement this same concept whenever you are going to scrap any other website as well. First of all, you have to understand some of the web structure. Then you have to identify the data that you want to scrap, and can scrap any website using this beautiful soup and request. So here, if you have any queries, you can paste that in the chat box. I will answer to your queries, and in our next session we will talk about data analysis or exploratory data analysis, that is on 4th. So don't forget to miss that. There is going to be a lot of learning in that session as well. So if you have any queries, guys, you can ask that. If you don't have any query, you can end this. All right, so yeah, please subscribe to our channel and also join us on the Facebook group. There we are going to have engaging sessions, where engaging events. All right, and you will surely learn from the experts, and you can compete with your peers, and yeah, you can compete within yourselves, and also there is a chance to get featured, right? So please follow us. So yes, you are not able to see all those 179 information, because if you write this, in Python, it is going to, if you write this in notebook, then you are not going to see all those rows here. It is going to contract this so that it is visible. All right, and if you want all the rows here, you can specify data dot head, you can give 179 or something, right? So again, cannot do that. I think maximum is 50 or something. So if you write data dot head, and if I give, let's say 50, yeah, I'm able to see all this 50 information. And there is some that you can give here. You can set this window size, so you have to change your window size, all right, and you can do that. All right, so please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on